thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here today to share a new digital collection that I've created, and this is called Book Lovers Emporium. So this is not a journal kit per se. This is a fun project kit with lots of images of vintage books. So if you were making a book themed journal or a writing journal, and then you could incorporate the images in this and the little projects that we're going to make in with your journal. But what I've got in my head, and this was very much inspired by a lovely lady that I've met called Lindsay over on TikTok. What I want to make is some sort of miniature bookshelf to house these miniature books and make a mini library. Now, I have shared how to make one type of miniature book, and this is using the concertina page method, and this is a free digital for this book over on my Ko-fi, so you can grab this for free and give it a try, see if you like it. And I do have a tutorial on how to create this one. I'm going to be doing another tutorial on a different way of creating mini books that I learned many moons ago from Rachel Doohan. So you can, like I have here, make them into little charms to dangle off your journals. They look beautiful. You can make them as ephemera to go in your journals. You will see as I show you the pages. I've done things in different sizes. Or you can join the journey with me of making a miniature library. So won't that be fun? So as I say, this collection is inspired by Lindsay. Now, I know that Lindsay loves swans. So the very first mini book that I've created, and I've created this from various digital images that I've found in various places, is a book with swans on. Now, it's quite small. I'm not sure how the camera's doing today because it is quite dark, but we've got a swan on the front and swan on the back, and that is created specially for Lindsay. I'm quite sentimental that way. You know, if I know one of my friends likes something, I'll name the kit after them or make images for them. It just helps me focus as well. So these are just ever so slightly larger than the Floral Grace book that I first made. The reason being, I found this one, for me, with my poor hand-eye coordination, a little bit fiddly. So I've made these a little bit bigger, but these are 2 inches high. Okay. So we've got various ones here. We've got plainer ones, you know, that are like notebook types. And then these are all vintage book covers that I've found in various places. So in some instances I was able to just find the book cover, so I've had to create the spine from scratch and do some jiggery pokery and take a back cover off of a different book or from somewhere else. I've added some detail on plain spines, I've added some details on back spines, things like that. So I've done a lot of jiggery pokery, but these are genuine vintage copyright, you know, public domain book covers. I've just made them into mini books. And then this is the second page, so you've got quite a lot. It's a 16-page kit, so it's only a small kit. The price will be reflected, although all of my digitals are only very cheap anyway, but the price will be reflected. However, you are getting an awful lot of images, and these, you know, little books are all an individual little project, so, you know, it's a very worthwhile kit. So that's the first page. Here we've got another page again with some lovely vintage books. I've left some spines plain, but most of them I've tried to make them decorative, so that if you decide to make a mini bookshelf or a mini library, then when they're sat on the shelf, it'll look pretty. And then we've got some other vintage ones that I found. And then here we've got just like a row or a stack of books. So if you don't want to make every single little mini book, what you can do is you can get this, you can make a tiny box for the back, and then it will slide on the shelf like a row of fake books. Okay, there's always method in my madness. So that's those. Then I've made them slightly larger. Now, when I make large images, it's easy for you at home to shrink them down. You just print 2 to a page or 4 to a page. It makes them smaller. But it's not as easy for you to make things larger, because these are images that are set to JPEG. They're not PNG. And so if you was to stretch them, they would go pixelated or out of focus. So what we've got here are different sizes of the book covers that I've created. So these are slightly larger at 3 inches. So these perfect for making, I mean, they're slightly smaller than this, but perfect for things like the little mini books that I made. You can see I made one here. They're just slightly smaller. Or again, you can make full books and put pages in. Perfect for journal ephemera. Make a little notebook, stick it in a pocket, or again, make a full little mini book. Okay, beautiful, beautiful images. And again, we've got another row of fake books. Again, add a box on the back. You can slip it in a shelf and it looks like you've made all those books, or you can use it as embellishment in a journal. Lots and lots of things you can do with it. Okay, and then these are slightly larger again. I think these are more like this size for making these mini notebooks. And then here we've got a photo album. So again, on this one, I just had the album front, and so I've created this and tried to match the colour up and added the spine. So there's been quite a lot of work in this kit, although it's only small. Then we've got some book plates which you can fussy cut. It's not difficult. If you print these on cardstock, you'll get better results, and you can fussy cut around them. You can even cut the window out there, or you can stamp in there. And then we've got some labels, so you can put them on the inside. This book belongs to kind of a label. Okay. Then I found these images online, and I thought they'd be perfect. I love little mini file folders, and they've got a lovely vintage worn look to them. Now these are probably, 4.5 inches. You can make them smaller to match your mini library by, as I say, printing 2 or 4 to a page. It's easy to make things smaller, it's just difficult for you to make them larger. Okay, but to solve that problem, I have done some of the books in a larger size, some of the book covers. Now these measure, I mean, they're different, so the sizes can't all be uniform. So I can control the height, I can't always control the width, because a vintage book cover is a vintage book cover. You can only shrink it and manipulate it so far. So some of them are different sizes. So this one is just over 5 for the front by 6 3/4. This one's slightly smaller, so there's varying sizes. I think this one's 5, just under, 5 by, I think it's 6 1/4. That one's 6 1/4, so it's slightly smaller. But you can print those on cardstock, you can cut them out, and you can literally use those as a mini journal. Your spine's wide enough there for one decent nice signature, and you've got a vintage journal cover. And then we've got another one here. It's got a slightly thinner spine, but it'd make an awesome journal. You've still got room for a signature in there, or you can cut that off, layer it up and put it on a bigger journal. Okay, and then just for extra value for money, I've created a couple of sheets. So you can use them within journals, or you can use them if you want to create a library. Maybe you want to line the shelves with things or whatever. So these is an image of all open books, and I've made it look vintage. And then here again we've got some written notes, and again I've made them look old, and it's got like a linen effect over the top, so that's quite interesting. Then here I've done a plain one, so this is like a mottled, like, you know how books go with age and pages, and so you can use this and print it over and over and print it double-sided to make the pages for your mini books. Okay, and then you've got everything you need to create it. So if you're doing the concertina fold, you'd cut you know, like 2-inch or 1.5-inch strips and score it to the height of the book and then fold it. Or, you know, I'm going to show you the other way as well. Then I've done some images of rows of books. Now, the idea behind this one is when I come to do my little mini library or bookshelf, we can use these strips of books here to line the back of the shelves. So I think it'll look cool, but and these as well, you could use these. But also you could use them within your journaling for, you know, pockets or embellishment, or down the edge of a page, you know, to embellish it. There's lots and lots of things you can do. You can cut them up individually, lots of things. I just thought they were interesting to use. And then here's just a lovely image that I created using some of the other stuff that I'd found, and had made it look like, you know, all of these books are sat on a desk somewhere in a library or a study. And then we've got some letters, written letters behind there for the background. They're versatile for anything. And then here's me playing with my digitals, using books, and we've got a mixture of the book background, the writing, and then some of the book stacks, photographs of vintage books on shelves. I just thought it was cute, so there you go. Then of course you have to have a page of fussy cuts. So these are some of the images that I've used throughout, and I've done the mirror image, so you can cut that one out and cut that one out, and they will glue back to back and be the same on each side if you want to make any page dangles, or you want tucks that will, you know, hang on the side of a page like so, and then you've got the same image on both sides. I love that idea. Or make your tags or whatever you want to do, but you've got some book themed fussy cuts there. So as I say, that's just a 16-page collection. The main emphasis is to make little mini books or a mini library, either just for fun or make the books for journal embellishments. And then obviously you've got your full size journal covers as well. So yeah, lots and lots of fun to be had with this. So keep an eye on my videos over the next few days, stroke week, depending on how quick I get my projects done. And I will share some inspiration. Also, make sure you're in my Facebook group. The link to that's in the description box below, as is the link to my Ko-fi, where this is for sale. But the Facebook group is quite often where you will see design team members sharing their projects, or other members of the group that love to share. So come and join us. So let's see what we can create with the Book Lovers Emporium. I think we're going to have some awesome fun with this. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.